Hello guys, welcome back to Prequel Coder. In the previous video we were discussing about the logical operators, the operators phase 2. So in this video we'll discuss about operators and wind up the topic of these operators by discussing about the assignment operators, relational operators and bitwise operators. So what do you mean by operators? Operators are the what are operators? What are operators? They guide or direct the compiler to perform a mathematical operation or a logical operation. So operators are represented symbolically in any programming language. So we have three tasks to complete today, which are assignment operators, relational operators, and bitwise operators. So first of all, we will discuss about assignment operators. Sometimes we do need to assign the value of something and make use of it afterwards according to a requirement to accomplish the specific target we have fixed. So here comes the usage of assignment operators. So below table will give us furthermore clarity for understanding the assignment operators. First one is equals to simple assignment operator. The description operator is equals to sign. So we write C equals to A plus B, which will assign the value of A plus B to C. The both are one and the same, but we are writing it some kind of logically. Next one is plus equals to, which is described as add, add and assignment operator. It adds the right operand to the left operand, I mean C to A, and gives the result to the left operand to C which we have assigned to the left side. So C plus equals to A is equivalent to C equals to C plus A. The both are one and the same, but we need to understand the logic and represent it. Instead of writing C plus A separately, we are gonna write it as C plus equals to A, as is saying C plus equals to A is equivalent to C equals to C plus A. Don't worry, we'll see the applications in the upcoming videos, so stay tuned. Next one is subtract and assignment operator. It subtracts the right operand from the left operand and assigns the result to the left operand. So it is same as plus and and add and assignment operator. The one change is happening here is C minus equals to A is equivalent to C equals to C minus A. Writing the code, we need to represent these kind of values because it should be operated logically. Multiply and assignment operator. It multiplies the right operand with the left operand and assigns the result to the left operand. So we have three arithmetic operations here continuously: plus, minus and into. So C asterisk equals to A is equivalent to C equals to C into A. Instead of writing it in a complex way, we are representing in a simple way. We have another two operators also which are important in any programming language. One is relational operator and other is bitwise operator. So relational operator, it is used to create a relation between two operators and check whether the condition is true or false. So it is kind of boolean operator. So this table will give us a furthermore clarity for understanding the relational operators. Is equals to check if the values of two operands are equal or not. If yes, the condition becomes true. So if we are given a condition wherein we have to check the operators are equal or not. So if they are equal, then the condition becomes true. It might be both equal or not equal. If the condition is satisfying, then the condition is not. I mean, here we have an example which is not true, as they are not equal. The next one is exclamation equals to. Check if the values of operands are equal or not. If the values are not equal, then the condition becomes true. Okay. The previous one we have checked two operands are equal or not. If they are yes, the condition becomes true. Here we have vice versa. If the values are not equal, then the condition becomes true. So see, we have A as, we assign it with some constant 3 and B as 2. So they both are not equal. Then our condition given is true. Then next one is greater than operator. checks if the values of the left operand is greater than the value of the right operand. If yes, the condition becomes true. It's very simple to understand. Here we have a value b is greater than a, so our condition is not true. Say a is 10 and b is 20. Here we are not being satisfied with our condition, so 20 is greater than 10. Our condition is false. The next one is lesser than operand. Check if the values of left operand is less than the value of right operand. If yes, then the condition becomes true. For this is vice versa. So a is lesser than b is true. So our condition here is been satisfied. Say again 10 and 20. As 20 is greater than 10, our condition is true. Sorry, no. Say a is 5 and b is 2. 2 is lesser than 5. So our condition is been satisfied. So it's true. Greater than or equal to. Check if the values of left operand is greater than or equal to the value of right operand. If yes, the condition becomes true. Okay. Here we've been given a condition that the value must be greater than or equal to the value which we have assigned to the right operand. So if the condition is true, then our given expression is true. The next one is vice versa of this expression. Lesser than or equal to. Checks if the value of left operand is lesser than or equal to the value of right operand. If yes, then the condition becomes true. So it's same. Here our condition is not being satisfied, so it's not true. Here our condition has been satisfied, so it's true. Say uh, 0 is less than or equal to 1. So our condition here is true. 0 might be less than 1 or equals to 1. So it's the condition here. Next one is bitwise operators. So C has been provided with some special sets uh, which are termed as bit level programming, wherein we use the bitwise operators. So they are used to manipulate bits of an integer expression. It stores the huge sets of data. Integer expression in the sense it might be from 0 to 1, or it might include negative expressions too. With the help of binary number concept, we can manipulate data. The table given below will help us to get a furthermore clarity. Binary and operator copies a bit to the result if it exists in both operands. I mean, so if A and B have the same, so here we have an expression A and B equals to 12. It is given with some binary operation. I'll be discussing it in the down scroll. So here in the first we have binary and operator copies a bit to the result of it exists in the both operands. I mean, it copies a bit if if the common integer exists in both the operands, then only our bit can be copied, or else it cannot be copied. Binary or operator copies a bit if it exists in either operand. Uh, if a bit exists in either operand, then it can be copied, or else the condition cannot be satisfied. Here we are given with an example: a binary or operator b equals to 61. This is some binary code. I'll be discussing on the down scroll now. Binary XOR operator copies the bit if it's set in one operand, but both no, but not both. It copies a bit only if the set is in one operand, but not the both. So here we are given with a binary XOR operator b equals to 49. It only copies a bit if it only is gonna exist in one operand. If it is existing in both the operands, the bit it will not be copied. Here is the binary code. Okay, binary ones complement operator is unary and has the effect of flipping bits. Binary ones complement operator is unary in the sense it is 1 and it has a flipping effect of flipping bits. It can be flipped from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. uh, Binary ones complement a equals to minus 61, that is 11000011. So it has two complement form. It can be flipped from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1. So we'll be discussing the operations in the upcoming video, so stay tuned. Binary left shift operator. The left shift operand value is moved left by the number of bits specified by the right operand. So here we have 240, and we are gonna move two digits of 240 to the right side. Okay. The next one is binary. This is the binary code. We have an example down now, which is 210. Binary right shift operator. The left operand value is moved right by the number of bits specified by the right operand. A right shift operand 2 equals to 15. So this 15 will be moved by two digits. Okay, I will go down and discuss about the binary numbers. A binary number includes zeros and ones. I mean, I have said that. So we commonly use it in computer programming. The number could be of any length. I mean, it can be of any length, zero, or it can be a huge number also. It doesn't matter. I've given some random examples down. 0 1 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 0. It can be infinite, but it must be only between 0 and 1. If it is going to exclude that values, then it is not a binary number. Every binary number has a corresponding decimal value. I mean, at some or the other point, it will have some decimal point, and vice versa. Each position for a binary number has a value. So down we have an example. We'll discuss about it in detail. For each digit, multiply the digit by its position value. Add all the products to get a final answer. Position value of every binary number is power of 2. Okay. So we have an example as 110 100 10 is 210. So this binary code is going to give us a result of 210. So we'll discuss it in detail. I took some numbers at random wherein I'll get a result of 210. So you can take any numbers according to your convenience, I mean according to your requirement. So I have 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2 and 1. It is a sequence of 8, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. It is a sequence of 8. So wherein we'll get a result of 210. So we have to write all these binary numbers according to the respective places. For 128 I have written 1, 164, 64 1, 32 0, 16 again it's 1, 8 0, 4 0, 2 1, 1 0. It's an extra, so we'll delete it. Okay. Now we should start calculating it. I mean, we have to multiply with the respect to position. So here we are gonna come from the right. 0 multiplied by 1 is 0, 1 multiplied by 2 is 2, 0 multiplied by 4 is 0, 8 multiplied by 0 is 0, 1 into 16 16, 0 32 32, sorry, 0 32 0, 1 64 64, 128 128. Okay. Finalizing this sum will get 210. So 128 plus 64 is 192. 192 plus 16 is 208. 208 plus 2 is 210. So our result has been satisfied. Okay. In the next video, we'll see how to apply the above cases given in the bitwise operators in Turbo C++ program. Until then, stay tuned for more updates on C for now, and then if you like the video, do like, share and subscribe to our channel Prequel Coder. Thank you.